headgate installed, and it doesn't work. Take a look. This bar is bent. Morning everybody, welcome back to the channel. As you can see by the warm clothes, it's a chilly morning. Strong frost last night. We've got the Oliver running right here with the auger on the back, and what that means is we're finally getting going on rebuilding our headgate system, installing the new headgate, tearing out the old loading chute, so that we can have this ready to go by the time we do the next round of shots for the calves. So this is the system we'll be installing. It's Tartar brand self-closing headgate. We've done a lot of planning over the last couple of years, looking at commercial systems and developing one that's affordable for us and still effective. You've seen us use the back end of the system, the sweep gates, and that's all going to stay in place. We're really just talking about the loading chute and the working cattle area. Priority here is to straighten it out this direction and actually have it curve this way a little bit, so the cattle are more likely to swing out and head back toward the barn. The way this was originally set up, it's very crooked in comparison to the barn, and it's hard to back a trailer up to this to load cattle, because this serves as our loading chute too. So we're going to correct all those problems in this redesign and put new wood in and a bunch of other features that we'll explain as we go along. So there's one of the reasons this all needed to be replaced. You see how rotted off that post is, and that was one of the primary posts holding the whole headgate system together. All right, with these two poles in, now you can see the north wall beginning to take shape. We're gonna have to hammer it over, probably. That's perfect.
In the middle?
Well, it's next morning on the project, and we got kind of a nasty surprise last night. I'm going to show you. Headgate installed, and it doesn't work. So we looked, and you see the paint's been knocked off, all these spots, and lo and behold, take a look, this bar is bent and jammed, and this whole plate that's supposed to move up and down is jammed, and the mechanism doesn't work. You can see how knocked out of line it is. So the headgate is basically non-functional. with shots due in now just a little over 2 weeks. This is not the kind of news we were looking for. Kind of a nasty surprise. So we'll see if they stand behind it. All right, we're gonna grab the next panel. You see Dawn standing next to that green drop-down panel. Well, the first section is in place now, and it's the right width for running cattle, but the supplier of the headgate wants it back so they can attempt to make repairs. So after spending yesterday putting the headgate on, now we're taking it back off and we're taking it in to be repaired. Okay, stop right there. Tilt it down. So here's some still shots we took of the damage to the headgate before we brought it in. We took it into our supplier and their crew heated up that bar and attempted to straighten it as best they could so that the mechanism would work temporarily so we can give our booster shots. The plan is for them to order a replacement headgate, but that could take months. So we'll leave this one in place in case we need it until the new headgate arrives. Well, that appears to be working.
I'm gonna have to be a muscle girl. Those calves are gonna have to hit it pretty hard. It's pretty heavy. I think a calf isn't gonna hit it that hard.
Well, I think it's crooked. And we're gonna have to help them along. But hopefully...
Well, we can still manually close it, can't we?
Yeah, with that handle over there.
The other one was easier.
You have to gain some weight.
Yeah, about 100 pounds.
There, it took an extra day, but the chute is done now and ready for use. You can see the headgate's in place. I've got it blocked open for right now. So one of the problems with the old chute was that the cattle would back up and go back toward the pen rather than going forward to the headgate. So to combat that, we've added this alley stop. This is also from Tartar. It's adjustable based on the length of that chain. And the idea is as a cow goes through it, they push it up, then it drops down. And then when they try to back up against it, they hit this stop. So it keeps them moving forward toward the headgate. Another problem we had with the old system was that these posts would tip in heavy rain, cows pushing on them. And over time, the width of the alley would change and it would allow some of the smaller animals to turn around. So we added these archways, so lag screwed and bolted into the posts and high enough so that you can walk underneath without banging your head on the top. I did another one here, and I'm hoping that these archways will keep these posts straight up and down and will keep the alley intact, interior width 25 inches. So the completed system consists of a pair of gates that we can use to crowd the animals in. And then this gate with a stop that allows you to move the animals forward slowly to crowd them into the alleyway. Then once they're in the alleyway, hopefully they'll dip right underneath this stop, which will drop down behind them to keep them moving up this way. And then we would slide boards in behind them once they're up this far to keep them moving until they hit the head gate and lock themselves in the head gate. Now there's always the potential, and we'll find out when we start running them, that they won't hit this gate hard enough. But with the two of us on the outsides of the chute, it's safer for us and hopefully more efficient. Really, it's just about speed. So we can get this job done more quickly and a little bit safer. At least we'll be out of the alley. In the old system, you had to climb in the alley behind the cows and close and into your gate. And we wanted to get away from that. So we'll be running the calves through for booster shots and testing the system out in about a week. It's stiff, it works very hard. We're hoping it'll get us through this first round of shots. And then the retailer where we bought the head gate is standing behind it. They've ordered us a new gate, and it'll be here sometime. It could be 6 months, and we'll swap out and trade this one back. I guess it's one of the reasons you buy local. A lot easier to get somebody to stand behind a product when they're in your town. Thanks for watching. I hope maybe you got some ideas for your own home-built alleyway. I know the professional or the commercial alleys or headgate systems are very expensive, probably unaffordable for most small farm operations like ours. Lumber and time is the other cost, and for us, that made sense for our small operation. Thanks for watching, and we'll let you know how the booster shots go.